We are back. The Seahawk basketball show featuring Takayo Siddle returns for the final time this season. A lot to talk about here today. We'll recap a thrilling game inside Trask Coliseum, UNCW and Elon over the weekend, the regular season finale. It's been a strange season, but plenty of good highlights to talk about, and we'll have those coming up today as well. A player profile on one of the seniors, Ty Gadsden. That's coming up today. We'll also have our play of the week, the player of the week, and we'll preview the CA tournament coming up this week for UNCW as they take on William & Mary on Saturday. All that straight ahead on this edition, the final one of the year of the Seahawk basketball show featuring Takayo Siddle. Welcome, everybody. It is the Seahawk basketball show featuring Takayo Siddle. I'm your host, Mike Vaccaro, alongside the coach. It's been a while since we last sat in these chairs, Coach. A 27-day layoff in between games. Once again, the second time that's happened this season. Before we talk about the Elon game, this second pause for you guys, how tough was it, coaching staff-wise, team-wise, to go through that a second time?
Yeah, it was tough for us, and for me, as the head coach, I was thinking about all types of things. You know, my guys were on my mind heavy, and I wanted to make sure they were okay mentally. You know, to get excited and then get knocked back again, you know, it took a toll on them. So I wanted to make sure they were okay. And I think going into the Elon game, us announcing that we were going to be able to have fans, I think it gave them another boost of excitement. And I think they're excited to continue, you know, going into the tournament this weekend.
When you come back to practice, you only have 7 players available, coaches thrown into the mix to get things going, and then you start the week thinking you're playing Charleston, and then that changes. By the end of the week, you're hosting Elon, as you said. So how much did you guys have to pivot even that week leading into this final game?
Yeah, we expected something to happen because it's been going on all year. So, you know, the guys were ready. We just made our adjustment. We hadn't started preparing for Charleston yet, so that was a good thing as a team. So we immediately flipped our minds and started to get ready for Elon. And I thought for the most part our guys did a really good job during the game. We put ourselves in a position to win.
Yeah, ironically, Elon was the final game you were supposed to play before you got shut down again. So going into this game, Elon, a team that had struggled, they had lost 8 straight, but then they're getting on a roll right now. They had won 3 straight getting into this game. So what were your concerns going up against Elon on Saturday?
Yeah, I knew that, you know, they had a few games under their belt and a lot of practice under their belt. So they were a little ahead of us in that area. I knew they were more in game shape than we were, better condition, probably had a better rhythm than we did. So those were my concerns. For us, you know, my main concern was will we be able to score the basketball in our conditioning? And I thought early on, you know, you could really see the effects of the pause that we had. We kicked it on a little bit, you know, throughout the rest of the game and, you know, had a chance to win the game at the end.
Yeah, slow start, down 23 halfway through that first half, but the defense certainly, as you said, kicked in there and really set the tone and got UNCW back in this game, back and forth in the second half, and it came down to the final play at the buzzer. Exciting game in front of fans once again inside Trask Coliseum from Saturday. Let's take a look at our Harris Teeter highlights.
RB3 left side, all net for the freshman in the first field goal of the game for Harvey. Bill's found out the 5, driving in with the right hand, the layup off the glass goes through for Michael Karu. Gets it away to Gaston. Gaston will drop the baseline, steps back, jump shot connects. Ty Gaston, the seniors recognized prior to the game, backs it away to Pridgeon. Pridgeon will drive in, leans in, will push off as well. The bank shot is good. Guarded by 6'1" Gaston. Down low, Pridgeon on the block, spins up and under, off the glass, and it's good for Joe Pridgeon. Trail. Oh, a nice pick and go. Layup good. Another. Okaru drives all the way in. Okaru off the glass, and the Seahawks are on a run. stuck. To flip it up over his right shoulder and connects.
How important big picture?
Hard early in the first half. Okaru drives, kicks it right corner to Ganston. 3. Connects. Does Ty Ganston as the season. Bridget top of the key. Spots up 3 straight on, and it's good. It's not become his shot. Phillips penetrates. Phillips flips it up with the left hand. He'll connect. They get fouled by Wright as well. The zone, they get it to Bridget. Bridget up and under. Bridget shot. Count it, and he's fouled. Here. Okaru, 3 on the way is all net for Mike Okaru. He's in double figures now. Drives it in. Okaru attacks and he ducks it through. Right on Graham. Phillips driving in, spinning back, fading away from 10 and connecting. Shaquem Phillips, he's down by 1. Phillips drives in, he wants to lead, makes it in. Phillips in double.
Well, a tough setback for UNCW. You see the final score there, 80-77. Back and forth in the second half. Coach, again, we've talked a lot post-game. I like the fact that you played on. You didn't call that timeout late. As you said post-game, you had the matchup you wanted. It just unfortunately didn't work out for you guys down the stretch.
Yeah, Mike, after the game, I went back and I thought about it a bunch. And, if we had this situation 10 more times, I probably wouldn't have called a timeout. So I'm okay with it. From scouting, I knew that late game, into shot clock, on the sideline, that Elon could potentially go to a 1-3-1 zone. And I just didn't want to play against it. We had the matchup we wanted. Everything was perfect for us. We just didn't make the right play. And they ended up making a great shot at the end to win the game and, give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, tough shot at the end. They win it by 3 points, but a lot of good coming out of this game. Maybe the most, Shaquem Phillips plays 22 minutes in double figures, playing for the very first time this season and really adds something to this team, obviously, moving forward.
Well, we really do miss him. He's a talented kid. On both ends of the floor, he helps us out in so many ways. Defensively, he can extend our pressure. He's a physical guard, quick, athletic, and then on the offensive end, he can make plays for his teammates and himself. So we really do miss him. I'm glad to have him back, and I'm excited to work with him this offseason.
Yeah, one of several Seahawks in double figures. Leading the way, Joe Pridgeon had 21, 20 points for Ty Gaston as well for UNCW. So their final game of the regular season, they had to wait a month to play it. Tough setback for the Seahawks, but still some good things moving forward into the conference tournament. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll kind of recap the year as a whole. It was a tough year, but we have some great highlights to show you coming up next. Stay with us.
Time to start it up, America. You've got a lot of joy to make. And we're kicking off the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event because you've got turkeys to fry and thanks to give. To help you do it right, we're giving you 90 days payment deferment and 1,000 trade assist cash on the Built Ford Tough F-150 and Ford Ranger. That's on top of what your eligible trade is worth. That'll make a lot of joy this season. Now get F-150 with up to $11,000 in total savings, including 1,000 trade assist on top of your eligible trade-in, only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Right now is the perfect time to buy gifts for your family and friends with gift cards from Harris Teeter. Because when you do, you earn 2 times the fuel points. Buy $200 in gift cards and get 400 fuel points. You save 40 cents per gallon. Buy $500 in gift cards and get 1,000 fuel points. That's $1 off per gallon. This Christmas, buy your gift cards at Harris Teeter and save big at the pump.
There is something indescribably special about this place. The way it looks, the way it feels, the way we care for one another and our community. The University of North Carolina, Wilmington is like no other.
Welcome back, everybody. The final show of this season, UNCW basketball, our focus here. And Coach, it's been almost a year since you took over this program. You knew it was going to be a different year because of the pandemic going on, but can you imagine how strange it became? Because this team was really on a roll, 6-3 heading into that conference break, and it seemed like after that, just because of the pauses, things fell apart a little bit for this team, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, really. I knew that we were going to have to be extremely patient. I knew that we were going to have to be ready to make adjustments on the fly. But at this magnitude, I had no idea that it was going to be this way. You know, it's one of those things that I guess you just have to go through it and experience it and hope that you never have to go through it again. But for the most part, and I was thinking about this while we were on pause, as I evaluated the program, there's a lot of positives that came out of it. I was able to evaluate our program as a whole from a personnel standpoint. You know, what do we need to do moving forward? So I think that's one of the positives that I could have taken out of, you know, all the situations that came up this year. And, you know, it taught me to be really patient. So, you know, having said all of that, it has been challenging, but, you know, I look at things on the bright side. I think there's a lot of positives we can take out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the conference record, yes, you're 1-6, but those 6 losses by an average of 5 points. So it really tells you that you're right there. Maybe a couple more pieces you get over the hump. And again, you get more rhythm into a season. You play a full season without these pauses. You've got to think that moving forward, not that you want to turn the page just yet, but moving forward, it's going to be totally different next year.
Right. You know, you add in, you know, more bodies. The way I want to play, we need to have 10 or 11 guys ready to play. You add in more practices to get more consistent, to get a rhythm. You get more games. You know, you throw in your scrimmages, your exhibition game, all of your non-conference games to get to where you need to be going into conference play. What we went through in conference play with the 5 losses, 6 losses that we took, you know, with an average margin of loss with 5 points, that's something that we can build on, something that we can grow from. So I'm excited to get a full off season and to get some consistency with practices to get ready to go into next year.
And as you've talked a lot, it's not about you, but taking over a program for the first time, being a head coach for the first time, how rewarding, how fulfilling has that been, aside from everything else with the pandemic going on?
Yeah, Mike, it's, you know, as I said, while we were on pause, I was thinking about, you know, evaluating every aspect of the program. And I take this year, it was huge for me. I was able to make some mistakes. You know, I'm a guy that's going to go back and evaluate myself and see what I need to do better. I'm going to ask my coaching staff what they think that I need to do better. It was a huge evaluation year for myself too. So, you know, I don't like to talk about the negatives. There's a lot of positives that we took out of this.
Yeah, certainly a lot of positives, a lot of positive plays as well. Let's take a look at some of those highlights as we look back at this past year. Here are our Reed's Jewelers highlights.
Harvey. He'll spot up the triple, rattles it in. Carolina the rest of the way. Gadsden, the 3. That's good.
Sims picked up by Jones. Stephens 3 for Sims. Oh, what a sweet shot by Sims. To the corner. Gets just enough space. My goodness, what a jab step from Gadsden to knock down. I didn't want to be here. I didn't choose to be here.
It's a switch off.
Oh, big 3 from Sims. 3-on-2 break. Kicks it out. Spot up. Okaru hits it.
That's what Wilmington does.
Boggs comes over the basketball. Left side, O'Connell right back to Boggs. Boggs a dunk in transition and gets fouled. Line left, Clay trying to get it in. Has to throw in the backcourt. O'Connell snips it out, steals, spins, drives, jams.
Mike Okaru, NBA 3 on the way, nothing but net. The Florida transfer is going to pull it. Turnover for the Rebels. Here comes UNCW. Gadsden feeds it to Pridgeon. Chance to complete the 3-point play.
Vision by Henderson and then the cut by McCullough. Really good job spacing.
Off the made basket, Gadsden. That's a pick up top. Harvey from long distance. Yes, tickles the twine. Sims blows by the defense. Oh my goodness.
Get it to Okaru. Okaru into the right corner. Pigeon fakes the three, drives and slams it home. 4-2 UNCW, 2 minutes and 15 seconds in. To Sims. Sims gonna drive the lane. He puts it up, he banks it home, and he's fouled.
Jansen drives, backs it out to Sims. Sims pulls up inside the arc and rattles in the shot. Sims, right block to Dodd. Finds Pridgeon. Pridgeon redirects and scores off the glass. Drives it in, kicks it out to Pridgeon. 5 on the shot clock, left corner. Jansen open for the three, and it's all net. Boy, they need to beat Cunt to the inside position. Oh, blocking the dunk attempt was Bowen. Pridgeon comes up with it for UNCW. Behind the back pass, Harvey, three on the way, is all net. Remember that sequence.
Seltzer hip, bay windows, got two. Nice tuck pointing hip, retractable awning here, like it. Got the nice edging on the grass here, edge the grass nice hip. Ice cold Bud Light, Seltzer hip. Got a white breasted nut hatch hip.
Right now is the perfect time to buy gifts for your family and friends with gift cards from Harris Teeter. Because when you do, you earn 2 times the fuel points. Buy $200 in gift cards and get 400 fuel points. You save 40 cents per gallon. Buy $500 in gift cards and get 1,000 fuel points. That's $1 off per gallon. This Christmas, buy your gift cards at Harris Teeter and save big at the pump.
Wake up with Hardee's. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Fluffy egg, crispy bacon, and melty cheese. All wrapped up in a warm tortilla. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Part of Hardee's 2-3 more breakfast menu. Feed your happy.
You can't know someone has COVID-19 just by looking at them. But you should know that everyone who wears a mask has a reason to fight it. Whatever your reason, get behind the mask.
Well, this past week, the regular season finale for UNCW, also senior day for the Seahawks. 5 Seahawks were recognized. Among those were Ty Gadsden, the senior from Charlotte, the transfer from Vincennes Junior College. And Coach, we have a player profile on him now, and this is a guy certainly a little streaky here and there, but what he has been on this season, he's been very good for this team and such a great competitor for UNCW as well.
He has, and you know, Ty's one of those kids. He doesn't say a whole lot. You know, he comes in and gets his work done. He's a little older, you know, Ty's 24 years old, so, you know, he's a strictly business type guy. I don't have to worry about him off the court. On the court, I know he's going to give me 100%, and, you know, I'm going to miss him.
He's a guy that's been injured throughout his year, but healthy this year, and certainly that's helped his performance and this team as well, because he's logged a lot of minutes because you haven't had the depth that you were hoping to have this year.
Yeah, I'm glad that he was able to play somewhat of a full season. You know, he missed a game at East Carolina, but, you know, he's a guy that, you know, he comes out and he competes, you know, for however long he's out on the court on both ends of the floor. He's aggressive on offense. Defensively, he's one of our better defenders. From a leadership standpoint, he's grown. So I don't have anything negative to say about Ty.
And you go into the conference tournament, you know, if he gets streaky, if he gets on a hot streak from 3-point distance, this team's so much better when that's the case, obviously.
He's an X factor for us because he can, you know, stretch the defense out, and he's a floor spacer. Set that aside, you know, him being a great 3-point shooter and being a guy that can reel off 4 or 5 in a row, you know, he can also get to the paint and finish. And if he gets fouled, we know he's going to go to the free throw line and knock down his free throws. So, you know, we're putting in a lot of work. He's starting to get his legs back under him and get his confidence back. So, you know, I'm looking forward to him having a good tournament.
All right, again, here is our player profile on the senior, Ty Gadsden.
All sports, I'm left-handed. Everything else in life, I'm right-handed. I eat with my right hand, write with my right hand. Everything else, right hand. But sports, I'm all left hand. Throwing a football, shooting a ball, I'm all left-handed. You know, when I was in high school watching UNCW, go to the tournament, watching, you know, CJ Bryce, because we played together when we were younger, so it would mean the world to me to bring this program back to where it was not too long ago. I was excited to get a young coach in here. I was also excited to, get a new relationship started with a newer coach, a younger coach, a player's coach. So I was excited and really looking forward to it until, the COVID thing hit and we weren't able to have a summer, and so that was really tough. Well, I'll start off by saying that, being in class, depending on what class you're in, being in class is way easier than having straight online. A lot of kids would probably think that is, just straight online is easy, you don't have to go anywhere, but having a teacher in your face, this year really taught me that having a teacher in your face actually talking to you is much easier than, having to email all the time, and sometimes your teacher can't get back to you in time for certain things, and that was really the learning curve this year for me. I have to give it to Jalen Sims, since we've been here since day one. The 3 years we've been here, Jalen Sims, that's like my brother right there. We always made each other better in practice, knowing that it always stays on the court. We're always brothers off the court. Jalen Sims is the toughest guy for me.
Even though we can't have everyone gathered, we found new ways to make each occasion special. We're keeping your gifting experience both safe and personal through Reads.com, answering all your questions and guiding you to the perfect present, just like we have for over 70 years. Family always finds a way to celebrate life's moments together, no matter what. You won't just shop with confidence at Reed's Jewelers and Reads.com. You'll feel like family.
Time to start it up, America. You've got a lot of joy to make. And we're kicking off the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event because you've got turkeys to fry and thanks to give. To help you do it right, we're giving you 90 days payment deferment and 1,000 trade assist cash on the Built Ford Tough F-150 and Ford Ranger. That's on top of what your eligible trade is worth. That'll make a lot of joy this season. Now get F-150 with up to $11,000 in total savings, including 1,000 trade assist on top of your eligible trade-in, only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
There is something indescribably special about this place. The way it looks, the way it feels, the way we care for one another and our community. The University of North Carolina, Wilmington is like no other.
Back here on this week's edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show, featuring Takayo Siddle, would bring you back for the Logan Holmes Play of the Week. Go back to Saturday's game against Elon, and certainly one high-flying play stood out among the rest. Here is our Logan Holmes Play of the Week.
Ganston near sideline to Okaru. Drives it in, Okaru attacks, and he dunks it through right on Graham.
Well, again, what an exciting play. Mike Okaru, that may have been the most excited I've gotten this season as well, Coach. Outstanding dunk right on Graham for Elon there. I mean, you had the fans back in there, but the bench certainly loved what they saw from that play.
Yeah, what an explosive play that was. I had to go back and watch it the other day. I didn't know he had that in him. He's old, and I always tease him about him losing his hops. But he proved me wrong on that play. What an explosive dunk that was.
Yeah, I think he's tried that a couple times this season. It wasn't effective, but this time certainly was. That is our Logan Holmes Play of the Week. That brings us to our Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, and we go back to our player profile. Ty Gadsden, a good game for him, good week for him in that contest against Elon. 20 points, 7 of 12 shooting in this game, so shot a high level. Coach does a lot of different things, as we talked about, and then knocked down 4 free throws, so he set a CAA record, 48 consecutive made free throws. That's just outstanding, especially when you have a 27-day layoff between your last free throws and the ones you had against Elon.
That's impressive. You know, I was a bad free throw shooter. But, you know, he's a guy that he just goes up there, he goes through his routine, and, you know, he steps up and knocks him down. He's on a really good roll right now, and I hope he can continue to do that.
Yeah, I think he's missed all of 3 free throws all season long. He's been a model of consistency at the stripe, and he has a really good week as well. Our Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, Ty Gadsden, the senior from Charlotte. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll preview the trip to Harrisonburg, Virginia. That is the site of the CAA Championship. We'll talk about the matchup for UNCW on Saturday. Coming up next. Stay with us. More after this.
Okay. She's the one, and you know it. At Reeds.com, we're making it easy to find the perfect ring from home. With helpful advice from our online jewelry experts, safe and discreet shipping, and beautiful ring packaging, you'll be confident the moment will be as perfect for her as she is for you. As a trusted jeweler for over 70 years, Reed's Jewelers will be here to make both of you feel like family. Long after she says yes.
Get your ice cold Bud Light, Celtic hip. Bay windows, got 2. Nice tuck pointing hip. Retractable awning here, like it. Got the nice edging on the grass here. Edge the grass nice hip. Ice cold Bud Light, Celtic hip. Got a white breasted nut hatch hip.
Well, if it isn't Big Hearty, you fixin' to sauce me up? Sick those beefy twins on this cheese hound? Scram, Big Mac, go play with your extra toy bun. The adults are getting meaty.
The Big Hearty, part of the buy one, get one for just $1 deal. Feed your happy.
You can't know someone has COVID-19 just by looking at them. But you should know that everyone who wears a mask has a reason to fight it. Whatever your reason, get behind the mask.
Well, we'll bring it back here as you take a look at the final rankings in the CAA, the standings and the seedings going into the conference tournament. Regular season champ James Madison, they are the top seed, followed by Northeastern. You see UNCW, they went into conference play having played the most games in the league leading to that point, but they finish up having played the fewest at 1-6 right now. They'll be the 10 seed going into the conference tournament, but so hard, Coach, to say who is 1 through 10 legitimately when everybody hasn't played everybody, and everybody hasn't played a full schedule. This is maybe one of the conference tournaments that is most up for grabs, I think, that they've ever had in the conference.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mike. I think it's wide open. I think it's wide open, especially if you look around the games that were played. You know, you either had a couple close games or you had one game where it was a blowout. It's just, you just don't know. It's wide open. I think anybody can go up here and win the tournament. Like I said before, can you be consistent? Can you find your rhythm? And whoever does that is going to be the team that win it all.
Well, let's take a look at this week's schedule delivered by Papa John's for UNCW. The tournament starts on Saturday in the first round, 7 o'clock matchup against William and Mary. The first time these two teams will face off this season, did not play during the regular season. So again, that game 7 o'clock in the brand new facility there on the campus of James Madison. Coach, you look at William and Mary, they have played a couple games here leading into the conference tournament, but didn't fare well. They lost 2 games against Elon. Still, you've got Luke Lowy, you've got Connor Kuchera, their outstanding freshmen. Your concerns with William and Mary?
Yeah, I'm not preparing for that team that was coming off pause. We're preparing for the team that was, 4-4 going into that series with Elon. A really good basketball team, well coached. My concerns are their ability to shoot the basketball. They have some really talented players. They do a really good job cutting and screening within their offense, and defensively they present some problems because they have shown the trap in the post. They force you to take contested jump shots. So we're going to have our hands full. It's going to be a speed game for us. It has to be. And then defensively, I want to extend our pressure and get back to playing UNCW basketball.
Yeah, this is a game where UNCW certainly can dictate the pace because you're a higher scoring team than William & Mary has shown this season. We'll see if that comes to fruition on Saturday. Again, UNCW, William & Mary, first round of the CA tournament, Saturday, 7 o'clock. We'll have that for you at 6:45 on 95.9 The Breeze. Well, Coach, I wish you the best of luck in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and appreciate your time on what has been certainly a strange season of college basketball, but hey, a season of college basketball nonetheless is still better than nothing at all right now.
Thank you, Mike.
He is Takayo Siddle. For him and for Jeremy Sullivan, our producer, I'm Mike Vaccaro. Thank you for joining us all season long. This has been the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takayo Siddle.